Box One, Cathedral City. And it was because my mom was the tallest woman in town, and Box One was the top left corner. And so they got Box One. And they ran a little in the little market, which was a barracks building. There were several barracks buildings, and then there was a Chevron gas station, and that had the post office in the back of it. And the one barracks building was the supermarket, the market, and it had a little fountain, and my parents ran the fountain, and my mom would bake pies, and my dad would do sandwiches and stuff like that. And then my aunt on the corner of Van Fleet and the highway owned a little motor court, which was just little cabins with a little carport next to them. And she was she was one of the lesbian contingent in the Cove, which there seemed to, more I find out, the more it seemed to be like Palm Springs was the gay town. I mean, it's the gay town now. Well, back then, for some reason, it kind of attracted lesbians. And my aunt, who was always very different, and at one point we were having dinner at her place, and she then had 5 acres out on Bob Hope Drive in a date orchard. And we were passing by going to the bathroom, and she sat me down on the couch, and she said, "You know, Jeff, you and I are a lot alike, and you'll understand that when you grow up." And she was a career waitress, and then in the summer, she and her friend would get in her friend's camper and travel across country. So all these, there's all this wonderful history, but there's also this unwritten history that is just verbal, which is sad to be losing, and that was one of them. I got this from Vivian Price, who was my first girlfriend in high school, and I knew her when I went to St. Teresa. And she lived on the corner of Palo Verde and San Jacinto, and she still owns the house, and she was cleaning out the drawers, and she asked me if I wanted this. And it's the CC&Rs for Sun Air Track number 2, which is the area of Cathedral City that's like Palo Verde, Melrose, Bankside, that area. And it was being built up in the 50s and 60s, and my dad actually built 3 houses there. And in the CC&Rs, it says that no portion of said tract shall ever be owned, leased to, lived upon, or occupied by any person whose blood is not entirely of the white or Caucasian race. It being agreed for the purpose of this paragraph that no Japanese, Mexican, Hindu, or any person of the Ethiopian, Indian, or Mongolian races shall be deemed a Caucasian, provided that if persons not of the Caucasian race be kept thereon by such Caucasian occupant strictly in the capacity of servants or employees of the occupant, such circumstances shall not constitute a violation of this condition. So Cathedral City had its own little white supremacy going on, And, as a kid, I had no idea that was going on. I mean, I remember when Section 14 was bulldozed, and I had several black friends, and my dad, who owned a plumbing company, all the laborers were black, and because the union wouldn't let them in the union, their homes were bulldozed within 48 hours, and they were gone, and they missed work, and my dad was wondering what was happening, and they were all relocating either to the North Palm Springs across the freeway or up into Banning and Beaumont. And that's how Palm Springs got rid of its problems.